I just want to say a few words in terms of what I have done, what this campaign means to me. I've been involved with the Obama campaign for about a year now. I was in Iowa, I went to New Hampshire, I went to Pennsylvania for a time, and of course here in Connecticut. So I really do have a lot of personal gratitude to this campaign and everything we're all working to move towards. And one thing that I saw across the board was tons of young people. I mean, I saw high school students, I saw college students, I saw elementary students across the board in Iowa, in New Hampshire, even here in Connecticut for our primary, all coming together to stand for change, make a difference in their country. The youth vote turned out double. We had double the youth come out and vote in our primary in Connecticut, and I'm just very proud of them. Against all expectations, the youth are really coming out in this election and really making a difference. There have been some pretty interesting experiences through my time, volunteering and everything. I mean, all the volunteers know here that have canvassed before, done phone banking. You run into people who slam their doors and they slam their front doors in your face. You run into people who run into their front lawns, have signs saying "Don't come in here." But these volunteers are across the country. They come out every day in Connecticut, in Nebraska, everywhere. They come out, many of them young people, and they just persevere through that. They try to get people involved, and they're really reaching out, and I'm just thrilled. And especially with the phone banking, I've run into people who are no longer alive. I've run into people who, you won't believe it. I've run into people who speak a different language. I've run into people who, they don't know how I got their number, and they're just very confused. But it's been a great experience to say the least. And really, the climax of all of this is voting. We're going around the state. We're trying to register people to vote, get them involved. Voting is such, a lot of people underestimate how much one vote really counts. I mean, just think about it. There are people dying around the globe to try to get this right, to vote in a democratic society. And we have our armed forces over in Iraq and Afghanistan and around the globe protecting our right to vote. And it's really just something that we should all cherish, especially as young people.
Right.
I personally won't be able to vote in this election, so I figured, let me do my part and try to get other people and encourage them to vote. If you think about it, the media covers our elections 24/7. They, campaigns spend millions of dollars trying to get our vote. Ultimately, we are the deciders. We are the people who put our politicians in office and really make the difference. And that's something that everyone should realize. I mean, it was one vote that gave our third president, Thomas Jefferson. It was one vote that put him in office. It was one vote that brought a state like Idaho and a state like Washington into our country, into the Union. And it was one vote that saved our former president from the 1860s, Andrew Johnson, from impeachment. So, it's just something that is so important, and especially even more recently in 2000, one vote really did make a difference over in Florida. So it's really important to vote, and if you haven't registered, we have great volunteers over here who are willing to do it, and we encourage everyone to vote in this upcoming election, and it's just going to be awesome. And also, I really can't stress enough the importance of getting involved in the community, either through politics or through volunteer service or through your school or through your job or through your place of worship. Really anywhere. There's so many ways to get involved, and that's also something that the Obama campaign, that us, in Hartford and Connecticut, and something that we're really, we really take to heart. Everyone here is is coming out, standing for truth. The key is being able to take advantage of what our country has to offer, but still providing that opportunity to others who might not have the means to provide that opportunity to themselves. Now, when you think about that, younger voters across the country, they see this concept slipping away. We turn on the TV and we see millions of people without health care, millions of people in poverty. We see all of these problems, and it doesn't seem like much is really getting done to solve these problems, or at least make some headway towards them. But the positive thing is, we do also see millions of young people going and trying to change this through the Obama campaign, through volunteer service, really trying to take a stake in this country and in this election. And that is something that I can't stress enough, is trying to just get involved. As a young person and as a group of collective whole, I can speak in saying that we have stood up. We have decided that science is no longer the answer. We are standing for change in this election. We are standing for change in Iraq. We're standing for change in healthcare. We're standing for change in the environment. We are standing for change in how we position ourselves in the world. We are standing for change in we're standing for change and creating a new chapter of America's story. And that is something that Barack has preached. That is something that, as community people, that is something that we can all resonate with, and especially the young folk. And I really, it's amazing. I'm just fired up and I'm ready to go. So, thanks everyone. I'm going to turn over the mic to our great band, Fourth World Nation, and we'll be playing it for the next hour. I encourage everyone to stay, and
I'll speak while you guys.
Thank you.